injectors we replaced, obviously. And a quick word about these. So whenever I take an injector out of a Huey truck, a couple things I'm looking at here. Biggest thing when I examine the old injector is I want to make sure this area right here between these two O-rings, this is where the fuel comes in. I want to make sure it's, you know, shiny like this. If it's really stained and really brown like that, that indicates that there's something going on in the tank of the truck, because this will be rusty or just really stained. And it's a good indicator of what's going on downstream, you know, that's not getting filtered or something, you know, trash hanging out of these screens. If that were the case, putting an injector in it or set of injectors would not fix the truck. You would have to go further. These are in good shape, nothing wrong with these. And I want to make sure the washer stayed on the end of them, which they do. They do a good job. And the last thing, plus you want to make sure all these little screws are in here. So if these screws are gone and this top's like loose or blown off, that's an indication of low fuel pressure. Because this thing will hammer inside there with low fuel pressure and just blow itself apart. But these are all in good shape. Last thing is I'll lop off this connector. I don't ever send a core back with the connector on it, because they make good diagnostic tools. And the rebuilders don't use them anyway. They put new ones on there. So I just lop it off and I keep it, and then I'll ship these all back. So we're winding down on this job. It's coming to a close. It's Monday morning. Let's see, we started this truck last Saturday, so this weekend was a full week of having the truck. All I've got left to do this morning, it's really early, because the shocks came in wrong and they couldn't even get the sway bar bushings. Nobody had them. They're on back order or something, so we're gonna let it ride. It'll be okay with what's in it. We got all the majority of the other stuff taken care of, you know, the important stuff. So I came in early to get these shocks on, because they're gonna get to work about 8 o'clock this morning, and they're gonna want to come get this truck right away. So we're just doing some. Get the broccoli out of my eye. Anyway, they're going to get to work about 8 o'clock in the morning this morning, and want to have this truck ready for them. All I got to do is put the shocks on it, and we're just doing some last minute checking. So I put some glow plugs in it, and really the most accurate way, one of the best ways to check glow plugs is dynamically with an amp clamp. Let's see. I did the oil change. All I got to do left, I got to check the lights, put a sticker in the window. We're going to see what these new glow plugs are pulling. The antifreeze is full. The oil's full. We got to check the transmission fluid. We got to clear the codes. Get it back on a lift through the shocks. And go take it for a ride. We should have that all done by 8. Hopefully. So let's see what these glow plugs are pulling. So I'm going to hook this around the power cable going to the alternator. Zero out my meter here. In here where you can see so we're simply around the alternator wire that goes to the engine, it goes to the glow plugs and the alternator, and I'm going to turn the key on and we'll see what we are drawing. We had a little bit over 100 amps. Usually, general rule of thumb is 20 amps a glow plug. It's pretty warm in here. The heat's been on. I turned it off when I got here. It's cold outside, but it's warm in here. What's that? 12 amps a glow plug. So it's pretty good. It's not too bad at all. Alright, so yeah. Now I would have really liked to have been my, I would like to have done my final check cold this morning, but I'm not gonna be able to because this truck's still full of air. I haven't driven it yet, and we still got a lot of air in the system. So with all that air in the oil rail, you can get erroneous readings. You can get some false information about whether the truck's running good or not. So they're gonna want to pick this thing up. It's gonna be boiling red hot after I drive it. So they'll let us know. This company's right down the street from the dealer here, so they'll let us know if something's not right or not happy with it. All I'm going to do is clear all these codes out, get this thing set straight to square one, and after my test drive, we'll recheck it for codes, and we'll do a key on engine running test. Right now everything passes. We don't have anything in the computer, and hopefully it'll stay that way. So we're out here rambling around the highway. One thing when you take the high pressure oil rails off, or the pump, or anything in the high pressure oil system on a Huey engine, you inadvertently create a hard start issue because there's air in the system. We got to bleed this air out. Now it'll bleed out on its own eventually, but we don't want to give it back to the customer and have them have to worry about it, because it'll be hard to start for quite some time depending on how hard they drive it. And we want to give the truck back to the customer better than when they got it, better than when they brought it to us. Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick a strip of road. I'm out here at the airport, actually. So we're out here at the airport. There's the runway over there. And we're going to drive this thing pretty hard. We're going to run this thing right into the red line, the rev limiter, quite a few times to build up a lot of RPM to get the air out of this thing. And I want to pick a stretch of road that I can ride down continuously. I don't want to start, stop, turn around, keep doing it, because it really burn up a set of brakes doing that. We just want to take this thing out and hammer down on it pretty hard. So let's get back out on the road. I just stopped at a parking lot. Let's get back out on the highway here. So I'm going to pick a gear to where we're not going 80 miles an hour when we get this thing in the rev line. So that's second gear right there. So let's see how fast we're going when we hit the governor. Alright, not quite 40 miles an hour. So that'll be fine. First gear would be too low. We'd just be not going anywhere and screaming. So that's the procedure. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep running this thing in the rev limiter and then backing it back down. Here's the airport terminal, the tower. That's the forestry division down here. Quite a bit of equipment over here. So you can see you wouldn't want to be in traffic doing something like this. You know, on a pretty busy road. You have a lot of angry people behind you. So I'm going to do this a few more times. We'll head back to the shop and then we'll do a self-test again and we'll see how hard it starts. Well, we got the truck done and did good. On the final test drive, though, it did develop another coolant leak, and I didn't record it. I was frustrated, and they wanted the truck, and I was way behind schedule, and it just killed my flight rate. But I feel kind of. It's kind of odd because I was praising those constant tension clamps, and I actually had two of them on the truck leaking. The one at top that you saw on the radiator, and then when I replaced the bottom radiator hose, the clamp started. It just didn't have enough tension. You know, it's 300,000 miles. I should have replaced a clamp, but I didn't. So, you know, so I had to fix that on my own time and get that sorted out. And I put a new clamp on it. And I just put a worm clamp over it because I didn't want to lose all that antifreeze and take the hose off. So it's double clamped, kind of like that upper hose was, but good to go. The injectors did good. I was able to drive it again the next day because, you know, I had to keep it for a while. Fixing they actually came to get it, and we were telling them about what was going on with the coolant leak, and they said no problem. They got a few tools out of it and just took another truck. And they picked it up, you know, this morning actually. So all that happened yesterday. Today's Tuesday. So we're able to start it again cold, and you know, it ran fine. So it's good to go. We're moving on. Thank you for watching. It's all about